What's going on YouTube? This is Marcos from Equipment Out Pressure Washing, and I'm back again with another video. In this video, we're going to do part 4. I believe this is part 4 of the Death Trap deck. In this video, we're going to do some little framing and we're going to start putting the boards down on the floor. So let's go ahead and take a look around and see what we have so we can get started.
Okay, even the sun goes down, heroes eventually die, horoscopes often lie, and sometimes why? Nothing is for show, nothing is for certain, nothing lasts forever but until they close the curtain. It's him and I, Aquemini.
Another wonderful day that the Lord has blessed us with, and as you see, we got the moon out, and it's almost like 10 o'clock. So that's a good sight right there. Moon in the daytime. All right, let's go. All right, guys. So, of course, we haven't started the stairs, but we do have them up here. I still got to make sure that they are reinforced. That will come. But what the homeowner did, the customer did, they had someone to put the boards up here. The boards that I went and got there up there, we have a few more boards down here that we got to move up. One thing I got to do, I got to finish putting the blocking in between the joists. So what I'm gonna do, I found a trick, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a piece of wood and I'm gonna drill it into the one on the end, and then I'm gonna drill each one from the top. But as I'm doing that, I'm gonna make sure that each one is 16 on center. So that way, when I do the blocks, only thing I do is have the blocks one size and just cut it and just put them up here. And that way, I keep everything centered. All the blocks will be easy to cut because all of them going to be the exact same size. And then after that, I probably got to do some adjustments over here. But I'm just wait till I get over here first to make sure that I don't have to move these blocks. If I don't, good. If I do, I'll take them out and I'll reuse the blocks when I block in the 4x4 posts for the handrails. Board up there linked. It's around 16 on each board up there is linked to 16 on center. I'm gonna go ahead and mark the bottom of the Raptors. This is gonna give me center. So I just measured kind of like 6 inches from, well, I just measured 6 feet from the sides, and we're just gonna take this chalk line and we're gonna snap it real quick. That way we'll have center. So right here, and pull this. Okay, give me a second. There we go. All right, got those marked. So now what I'm gonna do now is just take my square, and I'm gonna square each of the marks up so I know exactly where to put them. And this will just keep me the board centered if possible. So this line is to really kind of keep me centered with my blocks. But what I'm gonna do when I put my blocks up, I'm just gonna crisscross on either side with the blocks. That way I can keep everything toward the center. Now, I was hoping when I put the block at the piece of wood at the top on 16 center, that it was going to reflect the same thing down here. It's not. Probably because either the boards are twisted or something like that, and I'm not able to get. I'm not able to cut the boards where all the same size, and if I was doing that, it'd make this a lot faster. But unfortunately, I can't do that. And this should keep my blocks vertical. I just put it on the line and just keep it moving. Like I said, I'm gonna have to measure each of the blocks going down. I was hoping that I can put it at 14.5, which I can't, so I'm not gonna sweat that, but at least I know at the top that my wood is correct. So let's go ahead and just finish marking these little boards off, and then we're gonna start blocking. everything block, as you can see, all the way down. Then change these out because it seems like I'm just going to use two sizes. I'm going to use 12 foot and 8 foot. So long as I go out 8 feet and this 16 on square, the rest of that is not going to really matter because the 8 foot automatically going to stop on that one that's square at 16, and then the rest of it is 12. So then when I come back 8 this way, it should hit one that's square right here, and then goes all the way to the end at 12. So that's the way I'm doing it. But for now, we're going to go ahead and put our post up. So it should be one here, one here, one here, and one on the end. So what I'm going to do, since I got to have 4 posts, we're going to cut 2 of these posts in half. These posts are 10 feet. The 4 feet, 4x4 by 10. And what we're going to do, we're going to cut these in half. And we're going to, as long as I get 48 inches out the top, which I should have way a little bit more, I know that's where my handrails is going to fall and stuff like that. So it's going to be tall enough for the handrail, but also it should give me enough space where I can probably put caps like this at the top. So that's what my goal is. So we're going to look at it a little closer, make sure that everything's going to be on point, but I believe we should be good. If not, I mean, it's not a fear. We just won't have caps. We'll just run a piece of board all the way across, and we'll have a stable handrail. So that's basically all I want, is something to be stable. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut the 4x4s in half, and after we cut them in half, we're going to box them in. We're going to box them in with some of the scrap wood. If not, I have another piece of wood that's long enough to cut, and we'll get everything boxed in perfectly. So I believe I'm going to have to use some of this wood because some of the areas where I want to put the post is going to be in the center of like the joist. So I definitely want to basically make sure that that is going to be square to get it nice and tight. Then I'm gonna take lad bolts from the outside and I'm gonna screw into the 4x4s, and then that should give me a real sturdy handrail. And then I will come back and show you what I have left. And after I show you what I have left, I'm gonna go ahead and start doing the floor. the posts up. I'm gonna show you what I did. The posts that I have sticking out, they're about 51 inches tall. So that gives me a little space to put caps on them. But what I did was, look over here, I put lad bolts into the post. Then I boxed it in right here. And I put screws in from the side and from the front. So this is real stiff. It's not going anywhere. That one's exactly the same way. This is the best way to do this. I know you probably losing a little bit of the deck, but just look at it this way. If you cut these out and put them on the outside and stuff like that, of course you'll get more deck, but also it's going to make your post weaker. So let's say that these posts can hold 1,000 pounds. Let's cut it in half and notch, cut it in half and put it out here and stuff. So instead of 1,000 pounds, now it's only holding 500 pounds. So now you see why it's good not to cut it. And then like in the corners, a lot of people cut it off and you'll still have the little quarter cut off and stuff like that. That's still about 500 pounds and stuff like that. And plus you have to rely on the bolts and stuff like that to just hold it in. On this right here, I have the bolts and I also have the wood itself to keep it tight. And like I said, it's not shaking, it's not doing anything. I'm shaking it, but the whole deck is kind of shaking and stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do. I got 2 more I gotta do on this side, and then I gotta do the ones by the stairs and the ones by the house. Then I have 1 more over here I have to do, and 1 back there. So I'm not gonna show you exactly how I do it. I might do a time lapse on 1, but I'm not too sure. Right now, I'm gonna show you the finished product, but I'm gonna get these last 2 up here in the front, then I can start putting the flooring down, and then that'll give me a little bit more leeway to work on the top of the deck. All right, guys, we had a little technical difficulty. It was so hot. First off, it's the next day. I want to show you my progress, what I have and stuff like that. Sorry about y'all missed all this little filming and stuff like that. The batteries and the cameras went dead because it was so hot, and even my backup charger, it was dead. So I couldn't do anything. But what I'm doing now is I'm starting to install the floor. You notice that I have the posts up. I have one over there. So I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 more posts to put up. So I'm gonna get that up. And as you can see, we are recycling a lot of the old boards and stuff like that. So I'm gonna try to get this floor done today and start putting the balancers and handrails up. I'm probably gonna need to get some more wood, but we probably end up doing that at a future date or something like that. But I believe I should have enough wood to do this floor and stuff like that. But as you can see, I'm using a nail gun to get the floor in. And what I'm doing is I'm going 12 feet one way and then 8 foot the additional way. Now, as you notice that the flooring is going past the deck, it's because I'm gonna take my string line and I'm gonna pop a line, and then I'm gonna take my circular saw and cut all the pieces off. All the extra pieces should be a little bit longer than 4 feet or around 3 feet. Then I'm gonna use the extra pieces on the staircase. Some of these boards are kind of messed up, as you can see, and the ones that I have over here, I'll probably use some of those too because they're in better condition than this. Now, one thing I'm gonna warn you, if you're thinking about taking the boards up on the staircase, stuff like this is gonna cause you problems. So what you want to do, you want to try to avoid taking those off, because what's going to happen if you try to take this off all this is going to break off. And when that breaks off, that means you need to replace this whole little runner for the staircase. So I'm not too sure how much of the staircase we're gonna boards that we're gonna replace, but we're gonna try to get majority of them. The other thing is the 2 handrails that I'm putting right here, we're gonna have to kind of reposition those. The old ones were sitting on the front of the outside of the deck right here. I'm not doing that. I'm running them on the inside so that way I can get more strength and everything. So what I'm thinking that I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna lower the 4x4 beam down into the deck a little bit farther than what it is now. That way I can use the post to reinforce the strength of the staircase and stuff like that. So I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing with the staircase. But for right now, let's concentrate on the floor. The sun is not out, but I'll probably put a time lapse up so you can kind of see me working right here and stuff like that. But I'm gonna go ahead and get some more nails and stuff out of the wood over here. So that way I won't be wasting time down here trying to get nails out and you're not seeing anything. But then I'm gonna try to transfer all the wood back up here. And after I get it up here, then we'll go ahead and start the time lapse, and then you'll go ahead and see me putting the floor down. It's gonna be kind of tedious, but since I got this outside done, it's a good chance that I can do a majority of the stuff up here on top. If I can, that's gonna make it a lot faster versus me working from the bottom and bringing them up and stuff like that. So we'll just gonna have to see what we're gonna do. But before I get the floor in, I'll probably put the 2 posts up right here, and then you can see the process of me doing the post. And then I'll probably show how I'm gonna notch it out so you can see exactly how to block in the post, and then also notch out the wood floor so you can see how to do that too. Like I said, this is pretty much just a restore. It's not, well, it was more like a rebuild and stuff like that, more than a restore. But anytime that you're doing something this big for yourself, you know, just be careful, make sure that you do everything and do your research to make sure that you're doing everything correctly. And another thing is, if you're trying to update the date, you have to basically look up the codes and stuff for all the new updated stuff. A lot of the updated stuff is a lot better than what this old stuff is. I'm just making the old stuff that we have on this deck better by just reinforcing a lot of things and stuff like that. If I would have updated this deck with the posts and everything would have been going down, and I would have done things a lot different than what you see right now. But we're going with what we have, and we're going to try to get all this stuff finished. Like I said, at least the floor today, and probably run it, the 2x4s across the handrails just to see exactly what we're going to need to get done. Alright guys, we're making progress here. Show you what I have. I got all these boards right here attached, using some of the old one. But the customer went and got some more 8-foot boards to kind of make it look a little bit better. What we're going to do on the ends is we're going to take a string line, we're going to chop these off, get them even. After that, we're going to start on the handrails, but I just want you to see the progress and stuff up here on the floor. We're going to keep going to the floor until I get to where I need to put the second handrail up right here. And after I get that one up, we're going to continue more with the floor. And we're going to put the last 2 railings up over here on the corner, on that side and on that side. And after we get that, we should be done with the floor and just have to put the banisters up. So we still going to debate on the banisters. We may put the metal banisters up. If we do, we're going to put the handrails up a certain way. If we're going to go with the wood banisters, then we had to put that up a certain way. So we're going to make that decision a little bit later. But right now, I have a spot where I can put y'all. So I'm going to probably put y'all in this corner right here. You'll see me finish the floor and work on the handrail over here in the corner and stuff like that. It's going to be a time lapse because it's going to take a lot of time to get the floor and stuff down, to make sure the measurements are right and to make sure that I have everything centered. It's going to be a couple of things that I'm going to have to do. Like if I got bent boards, I'm going to show you how to straighten out your bent boards just in case you come across something like that. I had probably like 7 or 8 bent boards out here, and one of them is real bad. I think this one or that one, you can just see the curve in it. I'm going to show you the way to get around that. The wood that they got, the wood that just got is still kind of wet. So I'm going to make sure that I put them real tight against each other, because that way when it dries the spacing will be correct. In the boards that I have that's dry, I'm going to kind of leave a little space in between it, so that way dirt and trash can get down in between it. But we don't want the gap too big, but that's the way you do it. If the wood is dry, leave a small gap in between the wood. If the wood is wet, push them close together, because when they dry, they're going to shrink. And as you see, like I got these boards right here, I have to take my nail gun and got, let's see, try it works. So we just line them up straight. Long nails. That's one thing about this thing. It's quick, but you go through the nails so fast. I'm just about out of nails, so we're probably gonna have to go get some more nails to finish this job. Also, as you can see, it looks a lot better with me nailing everything in. I'm not gonna be like the other guy, leave boards and stuff not undone and stuff like that. It's sturdy. As you can see, this is sturdy. I can lean against it, push against it, and all of them are like that, especially the ones over here by the stairs. So if you notice, the one on the stairs is a little bit lower. I dropped this one 3 inches lower so I can use that for support on the staircase. And I'm gonna do the same thing on that one. So this one I marked it at 51 from the top of the deck. This one I marked at 4 feet or 4 to 8 inches to the top of the deck. So I'm gonna do that one the same way, and then take the other ones back up to 51. My goal right here is to have enough space to, I'm gonna make sure they all be the same length as far as how tall they are, because we're gonna put caps on them, some kind of caps on them to make them look better, and that way it'll preserve the wood from cracking and stuff. Okay, YouTube, that's going to do it for this part of the video. Let me show you what I have real quick so you can be updated. So the deck is finished. I did everything that I could possibly get done. Try not to step in the light. But all the floor is done. All the floor is done. We got the posts in place and we're ready for the railings and the banister spindles. We're still trying to decide what kind we're gonna go. But I think we're gonna go with the aluminum banisters and stuff like that. So the only thing I have left is I gotta trim the edge of the deck off right here. And the same thing on this side over here. I have to trim this side down. Sorry about the light. Like I said, it's got dark on me. But I'll do a recap and stuff on the next video. Okay guys, that's going to do it for this video. I hope that you found it entertaining. If not, at least I hope that you learned something from it. If you didn't, go back and look at the video because you skipped over the good parts. Once again, if you're a subscriber, thank you for subscribing. And if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you know when my next video comes out. And in my next video, we're going to be doing the handrails for this deck. So be on the lookout for that. All right, this is Marcos from Equipment Out Pressure Washing, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.
It's him and I, Equipment.